annual group of inductees into the Geneva High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Geneva High Athletic Director Jim Baker chairs the committee of professionals long involved in Geneva athletics, who unanimously decided on the two selections to be announced this evening. Mr. Baker will present personal Hall of Fame plaques to the inductees. Similar plaques with their portraits are permanently enshrined on the Hall of Fame wall. This gymnasium's entry foyer just to our east. Let's now present our inductees to you. Tonight's first inductee was a three-sport athlete for Geneva High at the end of the 80s. He started at linebacker for Coach Larry Davis in 88 and 89. He was on Coach Mike Vanderveer's track team in the spring. But he made his biggest mark by far here in the Winters, wrestling for Coach John Schaus. During his senior season of 89-90, he compiled a season record of 36 wins against just 5 losses in his weight category of 171. Then he really got into the zone as the tournament wrestling began, winning match after match to finally earn the right to wrestle on the floor of Assembly Hall in Champaign. There he bested Chad Kelly of Peabody in the single A finals in his weight category by a score of 10-6 to win the one and only IHSA State Wrestling Championship so far in Viking history. After our inductee graduated from Geneva High the following spring, he ultimately enlisted into the United States Marine Corps, where he served 2 tours of duty, totaling 8 years. Rose to the rank of sergeant in the helicopter attack squadron, where he attained numerous meritorious tasks, including the Navy Unit Foundation Medal. Upon his return to civilian life, our inductee became a firefighter for the city of St. Charles. He is currently a paramedic for a private ambulance and is studying for a degree in nursing. Please welcome our first inductee tonight, Geneva High's first and only IHSA State Wrestling Champion, Mr. Ray Soho, in the class of 1998. Inductee for the first time in the dozen-year history of this Viking Athletic Hall of Fame is not an individual but an entire team. They are a team that 50 years ago this winter captured the imagination of a considerably smaller Geneva community in the way that no team had before or perhaps has since. For in the days of the single-class basketball tournament until 1971, they were the only Geneva team that ever advanced the finals weekend in Elite 8. It is a team that began the 62-63 basketball season in what Geneva Republican sports writer Dick Arbazine called a mediocre fashion. They opened the season right before Thanksgiving with an 8-point win at Plainfield, then went to the holiday tournament at Lockport and beat Lincoln Way by 13. Before losing to the hometown Porters in a title game 54-43. Then on December 1st, Coach Mel Johnson's team traveled to the huge and almost tough East Aurora gym. They were nipped there by the Tomcats by just 2 points, 59-57. They were 2-2, but that seemed a sign of some pretty good things to come. Again, that loss at East High was on December 1st. The Viking basketball team would not lose again for nearly 4 months. Not until Friday, March 22nd on the floor of Assembly Hall in Champaign. In between, there were some 28 consecutive victories. In that opening run over Plainfield, the Vikings went through the entire Little Seven Conference season undefeated, which made this Geneva's first team to cruise to a perfect conference championship record. As tournament play began in early March, the Vikings defeated in this order: Lyle, St. Francis, East Aurora, Naperville for the 3rd time that season. That was only one school in Naperville. Willowbrook, York, and then in the super section of Hinsdale, 60-52 over Bloom Township. That Tuesday night, March 19th, the Vikings received a riotous welcome back into Geneva, and And that Thursday's Republican, our late friend Alan Mead, ran the largest headline that he ever printed during his 36 years as publisher. On to Champaign. First ever Illinois State Finals weekend to be played in the brand new Assembly Hall on the University of Illinois campus. Geneva had to take on Carver of the Chicago Public League in the last quarterfinal game Friday night, March 22nd. At the smallest school in the Elite Eight at roughly 450 enrollment, lost by just 7 points to the Carver team that would go on to win the 63 state championship the next night. So ended the Silver Cinderella run, but the memories live on to this night and beyond. Coach Mel Johnson sadly lived only 1 more year, dying of the Lou Gehrig's disease that was already sapping his strength that winter. Coach Mel was inducted into our Hall of Fame posthumously in its very first induction 12 years ago in 2001. But we have 9 players from Mel's team here with us tonight, along with his lead assistant coach. Let's meet them now. The first 3 are juniors from that class of '64. The first was for a football player. He played in college at Illinois Wesleyan and played for the U.S. Air Force team at Ellsworth Air Force Base. He built a sales and management career in the paper industry. Now semi-retired, living west of Geneva with his wife Carla. Please welcome Mike McCleary. Also from the class of '64, graduating from Carthage College with a business degree and worked with Beacon Van Lines and Hillside for 38 years. He's retired, living in Elgin. Please welcome Rick Kornberg. Direct some traffic back here. And also from the class of '64, longtime Geneva City Attorney Chuck Radovich. This next player was a senior. He'd been a starter for Coach Johnson during the first several games of the season, but as 62 became 63, he settled into a 6-man role off the bench. After high school, he went on to Miami of Ohio and the U of I, earning a master's in public administration. He worked first in municipal management and as an investment banker. He's been in the Orlando area for 30 years. He and his wife Susan, parents to 2, grandparents to 4. Please welcome number 32, Bob Levine. And now, if you will indulge us, Mr. Maxwell. I never got to do this because I was in kindergarten. Let's take the starting lineup for your 1963 Geneva Vikings. At one time, 6'2" and a senior, North Carolina, where he played for Coach Dean Smith before he NBA from Northwestern. He owns and operates a small business. Number 10, Pete Burgess. Investment banker, still working on the private equity firm, William Pasadena. Father of 2, grandfather of 3, number 33, Nick Bell. One forward, 6'4", a senior, a graduate of the University of Wyoming and the Stanford Executive Management Program. Worked in petroleum engineering, still a consultant in that field. Living in Pittsburgh, but he's not working on the family's Montana cattle ranch. Number 31, George Peck. Before transferring to NIU, and a pretty firm here for his last 4 years before retiring and moving to California. He and his wife Sherry, parents to 2, grandparents to 4, number 40, Tom Bush. In the middle from the Vikings, 6'5", and a senior, also first team all-conference. He went on to start for the Fighting Illini. Later earned both a divinity degree and a PhD from Northwestern. Also, 9 books, co-founded students inducted into this Hall of Fame individually in 2004. Please welcome Coach Bob Schick. And representing his late father, please welcome the veteran head coach from St. Charles High School, an individual inductee a few years ago into this Viking Hall of Fame, Coach